One of the biggest parts about community building that I found is that as a young employee in 1994, when I was working in Florida, I started out working with adults who were needing help in the areas of goal setting so that they could achieve goals that they wanted to achieve as opposed to goals that someone else was setting for them. And so what we started with was an assessment of what their current needs were, and then we moved from the current assessment into a projection of where you want to be in the next 5 years. And after getting somebody to identify where they want to be in the next 5 years, what we did was we would help them to identify how to map out the next 6 months. And once we mapped out the next 6 months, we started making sure that action steps that they took and action steps that we took to help them as a department were billable. And so in that line of work that I did, it was very similar to insurance work. What we did was we billed either Medicaid or we billed the state of Florida, which was called Department of Children and Families. So dollars came from either of those two funding sources, both state dollars. This was in the state of Florida. And so over the course of 5 years, what happened in my career was I was a constant visionary, much like I was as a little girl. I was always envisioning something brighter, more beautiful, more water, more peace, something with blue skies, white fluffy clouds. I mean, always, just from even my hometown in Buffalo, New York, I was envisioning something more suitable in terms of weather. And so I found it, right? And so it took me some time, but if I hadn't had that vision and I hadn't maintained the envision process, I would not have known that I found what I was looking for once I arrived, because I spent a very long time picking things up that mattered to me, whether it be magazine pictures, postcards, images, things that mattered, and putting them into my home, putting them into my bedroom as a young girl. And then as I got older, I learned how to do this and started selling this process called treasure mapping. And so today I just wanted to say that I'm so fortunate that I found a beautiful community in the city of Alpharetta, and there's so many people who have already arrived, right? And there's such a great spirit here that I can see that it took a community to build this beautiful place. There's shopping, and there's delicious places to eat, there's delightful people to meet, and there's an amazing fitness center, and there's Pilates. I mean, you name it. There's just so much to be had here. When I first got here, I was just so excited about the heated pool, where I swim, it's 83 degrees, and I do that 6 days a week. But also I was excited about the hot yoga studio. And so as I settle in and I find this place to be home, I'm so excited also about the opportunity for my son, and he is going to have the opportunity to see a new lifestyle, something that's different from New York or Florida. And when I speak about this opportunity, I speak about the opportunity to have such a powerful strip in what we call Avalon, in such a beautiful town of Alpharetta, and such strong education system. So when it comes to mapping out your goals, as a woman, a businesswoman who went through identity theft in her home and business, I was separated from my son at age 5. Now, you know, most 5-year-olds are the cutest thing on the block, and when he's yours, he's even the most cutest little boy in the whole entire universe. And so they got my heart when they took my son, and they did that when I asked for help. So asking for help to end computer invasion resulted in a separation from me and my 5-year-old. Didn't just separate me from my 5-year-old, it separated me from my ability to work in the Florida public school system. And so as an educator with a master's degree in education, I went through very significant change. It was, now where's home, right? And so it took 7 years to be able to find a place that was created just about 6 years ago. So about the time that I was going through these massive transitions in my life, so was Alpharetta, and this huge, humongous support system was being built for me. And as I travel and as I see all these great places like Whole Foods and Whole Foods and other businesses like Apple and all the expansion that they've made, places like Sephora and places like Ulta and places where women can go and we can create our look, and we can create our documents, and we can create the food that we eat and meals that support us in being a healthy and following a healthy, active, and fit lifestyle. So as a wrap up, I just want to say that I'm so excited about my new wellness program design certification, because many of you don't know me, and my career in wellness shifted when I became a personal trainer. So after I obtained my Master's of Arts degree in adult education, I became certified in personal training through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. Following that certification, I also became certified in low glycemic nutrition as a coach called Transitions Lifestyle Program. And with that, I studied to be a consultant for a company called Nutrimetrics, and that allowed me to sell pharmacy-grade supplements. That has a huge success story, which allowed me and my son to own our very first kitty when he was 5. And so, in addition to the certifications that I obtained a training as a train the trainer for Circle of Life health and wellness coaching. And then also I became a certified yoga instructor. So this blend of wellness activities that I did is certainly a part of the self-development process, a return to the self and a return to the soul. So in conclusion, I just am so extremely honored that I found the restaurant Rumi's here in Avalon, where the poet is brought to life through the art of food. And even though I haven't eaten there yet, I'm so excited to say that with the new office space I found and the new community I found right here in Avalon, to be able to bring the wellness program design certification into the lives of other employees, just like I did in Florida, I'll be doing it in a different way, as opposed to using different pieces of my work, meaning some courses I coached nutrition, and others I coached in Circle of Life, and others I coached in or gave personal training. I broke it all down and gave everybody different pieces of what I did. But what I've always said, and I've even said this when I worked as a server, is when you get me, you get all of me. So if I'm working with you as a server at a restaurant, all of my skills come forth, because you can't train in adult education without learning how to be a reflective listener, and you can't train in coaching without experiencing the benefits of communicating, active listening and reflective listening, and communicating with people with compassion. And so I'm so excited about the opportunity to embrace all of me and do that in an environment where everybody is so everybody has arrived. I guess that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm so excited I got here. It was kind of the feeling that I felt when I finally arrived on Facebook, like I was the last to know. And so I am positive that this is a really beautiful environment where I have a 12-year-old boy who I have not had custody of since he was 5. And I'm just so grateful to God that there's this beautiful place where education is such a top priority. High schools are ranked very high, and just the education system thrives. And so I feel right at home here, and I'm so grateful, because once you feel at home in a community, then you know that you're welcome and that what you have to bring is welcome. And so thank you so much for watching and for keeping up to speed on what I call now wellness program design. It is not just mine, it's what I've been sharing for my whole entire lifetime. And so when you can co-create together with other people, it is such a blessing to watch people achieve their goals. And it is especially the power of prayer to know that this is how I'm being able to get to the goals that I set, which is helping you get where your goals set you. So thank you so much for springing into this new lifetime with me. Have a great day.